They forgot what you've endured. They forgot that before they ever tried to break you, life already tested you. That before their games, their gaslighting, their cold silences, you had already stood in the middle of storms most people wouldn't survive. They thought they could shake your foundation, but your foundation was built in fire. You didn't become strong because the world was kind. You became strong because it wasn't. And they came along too late to be your downfall. They thought they were the first to betray you, the first to lie, the first to make you feel like you were nothing. But here's the irony. You already bled, you already broke, and you already rebuilt. So when they tried to destroy you, they weren't met with weakness. They were met with something terrifying, a soul that's already survived worse. That's what they didn't expect. They thought you were soft, vulnerable, easy to manipulate, easy to mold. They mistook your silence for surrender. They mistook your patience for permission. But there's something about people who've walked through hell. They learn to stop explaining. They stop trying to be understood. They simply endure. You didn't argue. You didn't plead. You didn't break. You watched. You learned. You waited. Because deep down you knew nothing they could ever throw at you would match what you've already been through. They thought they were holding the pen to write your ending, but they were only a sentence in a much bigger story. One they'll never fully understand. And here's the part that stings them now. They didn't just fail to break you. They revealed who they were when they tried. They exposed their weakness, their insecurity, their desperate need to control something, anything. And when they couldn't control you, they panicked. They couldn't understand how someone so calm, so quiet, so composed could be so powerful. Because here's the truth they missed. Your power wasn't loud. It wasn't boastful. It didn't scream. It was the kind that stayed standing after the fire. They wanted you to fall apart, but instead you walked away. They wanted to see pain in your eyes, but you gave them peace instead. And that peace, it haunted them, because they expected chaos. They expected you to react, to rage, to crack. But all they got was your silence. And that silence, it said everything. It said, I've already faced worse than you. I've already healed from wounds deeper than what you're capable of. And now, they're left with questions. They're left wondering why their games didn't work, why their absence didn't crush you, why you didn't beg. They're left staring into the void they created and realizing it swallowed them, not you. You became everything they couldn't understand, resilient, unshaken, unreachable. They forgot that the strongest ones rarely roar. They remember the fire quietly. And you carry that fire inside. Every scar you have is proof you survived something that tried to end you. And them? They thought they were your hell, but they were just a flicker compared to the infernos you've already walked through. They wanted control, but you were never theirs to control. They wanted to be unforgettable in your story, but they became forgettable the moment you remembered your worth. That's the shift they never saw coming, the moment you stopped explaining, stopped chasing, stopped waiting, and started living. They forgot you were never the victim, you were the survivor. They forgot that someone who's been through hell doesn't fear the flames anymore. They become the fire. They thought silence was weakness. But silence was strategy. They thought your stillness was submission, but it was your strength gathering. You didn't fight for them. You fought for peace. And once you found it, they had no place in it. And now they sit with the weight of their choices, replay the words, the manipulation, the nights they thought you were breaking, not knowing you were transforming. They thought they broke you, but all they did was set you free. You weren't theirs to destroy. You were your own to rebuild. They forgot you weren't searching for validation. You were remembering your value. They forgot that people like you don't just survive the pain. You become the lesson that pain teaches. And now they see it. Now they feel it. In every silence, in every moment you don't return, in every echo of your name where your presence used to be. You left, not because you were weak, but because they never deserved your strength. They lost access, not because you gave up, but because they never knew how to hold what was real. And that's what haunts them now. You see, when someone's been through hell, they learn something most people never will. You can lose everything and still come back stronger. And that strength, that quiet, dangerous, beautiful strength, is something they will never possess. They thought they could destroy you, but they forgot. You were already forged in fire.